welcome back. My name is Curtis, and we're here today to do a whole bunch of very simple, challenging ab work. It's a follow-up to my last video, and this doesn't require any equipment. You can use a mat, you can use a chair, you can do this standing. If you did have maybe a light backpack or some weight, that will help, but nothing's necessary. So here's a few very quick things that everybody can do no matter where you're at. So with abs, sometimes the first thing is just breathing. And so if we're sitting, we can sit up really tall as we can, use your hands for support, and just breathe in with your stomach. Okay. Breathe in through your nose, four count, 5 count, maybe just again a 3. I like to put my hands on my abs to kind of feel my diaphragm moving in and out. You can even wrap around your waist. And make sure that you're feeling your stomach expand, pushing out into those hands. Yeah, make sure that we're sitting up nice and tall. Now, I did have a video of this earlier called baby belly breathing, where I was laying on the ground, so you can go back and check that video out too for extra tips. Now, we're talking about abs, we're talking about everything wrapped around, and really even from shoulders to hips really have to be getting involved. So if we're starting sitting down in a chair, sit up as tall as we can. Now the first thing is, we sit up as tall as we can, and you keep your back straight, but you lean back. And you can hold on to the front of the chair if you need to. You're gonna feel your stomach engage. You don't have to go back very far, just go back to where they engage. And then practice that breathing from this position, where now your stomach's engaged. And if I need to hold on for support, I can hold on for support. Try for 10 seconds, or about 3 breaths, right? Because it's nice, slow, controlled breathing. And we'll come on back. I can also lean to the side. I can keep my hands down, but for an added challenge, I can reach over to the side. Now this side is going to be feeling that nice, strong contraction. So feel the muscle contraction. You could even, keeping your arm up, pull your shoulder down to your hip. So you're going to flex this side. And if I need to keep my hand on the chair, I can keep my hand on the chair. Again, 10 seconds. Come back to neutral. Other side. Right. Find that stretch. Okay. Pull the shoulder down. Right, so all these muscles are now engaging. Do your 3 controlled breaths. And then you can come on back. You can even do this going forward. So widen your legs just a little bit. Sit up nice and tall. Lean forward. And you're going to feel your back engage because we're trying to keep our back nice and tall. And I can keep my hands on my knees, or I can reach my arms out in front of me, right? So the further out my arms get, the harder this gets. And again, I want to try to pull my arms back to that wall behind me. And then breathe, 10 seconds, or about 3 breaths. In with the belly, and then come on back. Just repeating those 3 sequences, forward, back, side to side, will be a great way to start getting those abs to engage and work. But we're going to take this up to another level to give you guys some more options. We did sitting. Now we also do from our sitting position. I can also actively lift up one leg. So I'm going to lean back. I can lift up one leg. Bring it down. Lift up the other leg. Breathe it down. Every time I lift the leg up, I breathe out. Okay? Breathe in. Breathe out. I can also do 2 legs. And if I don't touch down, that gets a lot harder, but I can always touch down. Bring it back up. Next, Russian twist. So again, still sitting. I usually try to, you can sit up tall. You can lean back slightly, and you just try to take your hands to the outside of that chair. So you're turning your shoulders, you're rotating your shoulders. You can come back to neutral, turn and rotate your shoulders the other way. You always want to maintain a nice tall spine, so as tall as you can. Breathe out as you twist. Come back up. And again. All right, now the last thing is, we can add on some weight or resistance, but again, it's not necessary. I just grabbed a backpack. This backpack has some clothes in it. It's about 10 pounds or so. So this is a shoulder workout, I want to make sure that my shoulder is back and down. But now, as soon as I lift that up, this side starts to work. This other side will have to work as well to help keep me upright. So I can do several sets there. I can also lift it forward. Okay? That's just ways of adding tension with something very simple like a backpack. Now, you can also do these standing. Let's make sure I move a chair out of the way. Now, if you're following along on the video, you can continue to follow along. You could pause, repeat, but standing. So make sure that there's, if you need to use your chair for balance, use your chair for balance or a wall. The first thing is stand up as tall as we can, pull your shoulders back, and bring your knee up. Now try to get your knee parallel to your hip. Feel your toes on the ground, right? You want to make sure that your toes are working. Now take your 3 to 4 deep breaths. And if you have to do one of these things, you lose our balance, that's fine. This is where we start. You can make a note of that in your log, and you would switch to the other side. Now you can point your toe, you can flex your toes. And we can also bring our leg out, right, to the side, or we can bring our leg up and over. So as we get used to this first position, there's always ways that we can start to challenge our balance. Okay? Also, so maintain a nice long spine every time, even if we're leaning forward. Nice long spine. But that's going to be different ways that we can challenge our core work, right, with a balance exercise, because anytime we bring ourselves off balance, right, one leg off the ground, right, or the standing version, right, your core has to work. All right. Now, having fun with just those, great. I'm going to do, I think it's 3 more. Single leg, standing. Oh yeah, so we have a few more. So I'm just going to go through bird dog, and then the planks real quick, just so you know. Which again, I've posted on some of these videos before, so check them out, but just, it's a good recap. So bird dog, shoulders over your hips, knees directly under your, knees under your hips, shoulders and wrist in line. Okay. Nice neutral spine, keep the crown of your head forward. You reach out with one hand. A good way of starting with this is just you reach out with one hand, come back. Go with one leg, come back. Right? But if we can do both together, opposite arm, opposite leg. Keep your stomach engaged. So ribs pulled in. Think of your belly button up to the ceiling. And also flex your glutes, flex your butt. Right? So use your butt. Come back. And reach out again. Now, on this one, it's slow and controlled. Slow and controlled is kind of the name of the game. So as we come out, and you can also add on, but when you come together, try to touch your knee to your elbow. Right? So we go out, nice and controlled. If you want to add on to it, knee to elbow. Now, talked a little bit about planking, and again, I have another video of this, but here's a few different versions. You can go on elbows, knees down, right? You also have knees up. Now, even once you're here, you can move your legs around for different challenges. But if I'm here, again, my shoulders under the elbows. If I was in a high plank, right? And it's lots of different variations. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs, as well as your stomach. Now, side plank. The elbow's gonna be just a little bit outside of that shoulder, but on a nice straight line, pushing up. Okay. Now you can keep your feet up, or you can drop one knee. Right, and that's gonna take some tension off. Now, don't get stuck with your hips back. Really squeeze your glutes and get your hips forward. You want a straight line
Over ears, shoulders, hips, knees, toes, or heels. Okay. So squeeze all you can. If you want to add on, right? You can add on, but it's not necessary. Try to hold this position for 10 seconds while you're breathing. And then you go to the other side. Okay. So again, squeezing your glutes. Reaching up. Oh, and I don't have it with me, but another great way of doing this for added support, if you have a block, like a yoga block, or just something, or a dog, you can use that to help push yourself up. And I don't want to be rounded over, right? We can be up nice and tall, so you can have something there for support as well. Okay, then the last one, right, so forward side, so you're Superman. Okay. You're just coming up. Okay. Now, you're trying to get your thumbs up to the ceiling, you're squeezing your glutes, pressing your hips into the ground, trying to lift your legs up off the ground. Now, shoulder issues, I can keep my arms back. I'm still gonna try to roll my shoulders back and come on up, okay? You're squeezing everything in your back, your glutes, your hamstrings to get yourself up. Now, another way of doing this, lay on the ground and push everything into the ground. Push your arms into the ground, your shoulders into the ground, your hips, your heels into the ground, right? We're just flexing all those muscles back there. So, just to recap. Let's see. Breathing, okay? Breathing is one of the best ways to start. Plus, it's a great little meditation thing you can do any time of the day. You can sit in a chair, just moving your body back. So, look, I don't even have a chair. I can still do this exercise, right? Or leaning forward. The further out your arms go, right? The added challenge it is, right? Anytime we're reaching, but just think about the muscle contraction. Anytime we're weightlifting, we're using our core, our abs, but these are great ways of activating them, getting them strong, building up muscle endurance, and we don't need any weights. We don't put ourselves in any compromised position. Balance work, that's the next thing. So we have breathing, we got actual ab movements, balance work, and then we did the bird dog. That's where we're on all fours, reaching one arm out, one leg out. And then we did plank, side plank, and Superman. Oh, and actually here, one last bonus one, a glute bridge, which we kind of demonstrated it. But heels down, shoulders down, squeeze your glutes, coming up as high as you can, okay? Come back down, slowly, up. How to add on to this, you could always extend one leg. You can do the movement, or you could just stay up and move, or you come down, up, out, get that challenge. Not a lot of wrong ways as long as you're not getting hurt. So make sure that you are being mindful of your body and listening there. Anyway, this video is getting a little long, but follow through. So even if you wanted to follow through, you kind of know the movements, walk through, right? Or write them down. And you can just play this 2-3 times and get a full little core workout going through all of these. And they're great stretches as well. All right, have fun. Talk to you guys later.